Hello, beautiful people. Happy Sunday. I hope that you're enjoying your day. I figured I'd come on here and just see if anybody was online, see if y'all want to chat. I'm enjoying a relaxed Sunday afternoon, and I've been going through matches in a different city because I'm expanding my options because I feel like my travel recently was, decent. So I'm open to doing it again. So this is an open forum. You can ask questions or you can suggest topics, and we will let it be free flowing for a while. So whatever y'all want to talk about, you can hit me up. I mean, you can post it in the chat box, and we'll see how we do. While y'all think about your questions or you think about your topics, um, while you think about your topics, I will just kind of update you on what I've been doing today. I've been going through my matches and kind of cleaning up my match list. Oh, Dios mío. I've been cleaning up my match list, and I've been looking at another city. I basically Googled the wealthiest zip codes in America, and I'm just going to travel mode to each one, and I'm going to see what I can see. I'm going to see what I can come up with. So I'm dealing with the first 10 wealthy zip codes, like the top 10 wealthy zip codes in America. And I'm matching and I'm traveling, I'm using travel mode to go to those places. And I'm matching with guys in those areas. And I'm having conversations. Some of them are not going very far because some guys are not interested in dating or even starting a dating relationship with someone who's not local, and I understand. So if you have thin skin or if you are not dedicated, this life is definitely not for you because you have to go through a lot of guys. You got to go through a lot of matches to get to something quality. So I understand that it's going to be difficult, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. So that is my current process. That's my current strategy. Because I had a few guys in my local city who were kind of like in the queue for a date, but honestly, many of them haven't showed any effort. So I was telling you all about a rancher I have been talking with a while ago. I've been talking with him, and he seems to want a pen pal. He really wasn't taking the initiative to book a date. And so I and so I unmatched him. I unmatched him. I'll talk with guys for a little while, but it won't be endless. It won't be like weeks and weeks and weeks of just talking. If a guy doesn't take the initiative to make a date, then I will just end the communication. So that's what happened to the rancher. He bit the dust. Another one bites the dust. So this is a complete open forum. If there's any topics that you ladies want to talk about, just put it in the chat box and I would be happy to talk to you about it. Excuse me. Gosh, I don't know why. All of a sudden, my voice wants to act crazy. I don't know why. ROA says, what kind of career are you in that allows you to travel so much? I don't travel a lot, ROA. I don't travel a lot. Um, Before this last trip that I did, I hadn't traveled since it had almost been a year. I haven't been traveling, my dear. What I'm saying is that I set my dating app to travel mode, is what I'm saying. I'm not actually physically traveling. I set my app to travel mode. Now, if you've been listening to my videos, I do talk about getting invited on trips. Most of these trips I decline, you know, because it's usually not worth it for me to go. Financially, it's usually not worth it for me to go. I could go, but you know, it's just not financially viable. It's not a good financial move. So I oftentimes just don't go. And what I've been talking about lately is using travel mode on my dating app. So I changed the settings to a different city and I match with men in another city and then I can have conversations with them. Now, I did recently travel, and I talk about that in my travel mode video, and I also talk about that in the last travel update video that I did. So you can check that video out, and I kind of go into detail how everything went. And based on the my experience, I think that it's very viable. And I think that it's a great way to expand your options as a Black woman, to not limit yourself to your own city and to look and see what's going on in other areas. You could look into other major cities that are not far from your city that would be very easy to get to. Or you could do like me, and I'm casting a very wide net and I'm looking at wealthy zip codes all over the country. Now, specifically in some of the areas that are more tech dominated, like a Seattle or a Silicon Valley, or even a Pittsburgh or a Raleigh, where there's a lot of fintech and there's a lot of other technology companies, a lot of these men do not have to report to an office. A lot of these men who are in tech are able to live wherever they want, they're able to travel, and they can work from anywhere. So you really don't have to limit yourself to your own city. You can open it up and match with guys all over the country and try your luck and see if they're willing to travel or if they already travel. Um, if you don't have children, it's probably very easy for you to pick up and go and it won't be as expensive. So for me, it's very expensive for me to travel because I have to use a nanny. I have a lot of things that I have to organize, and it's difficult. But if you don't have any children, really the world is your oyster. Don't limit yourself to your community. Open it up nationally. And if you have the ability and you have a passport, open it up internationally. Why not? You know, the more options you have, the better. Yeah, and I have a business. So having a business keeps me a little bit flexible, because I can always, I mean, I'm the one I make my own schedule, so I can take off whenever I want. Oftentimes I can't because I have responsibilities here, so I'm not always able to just jump on a plane whenever I want. But, this is just something new I'm trying. I try to share with you ladies like things that I'm doing as I'm doing them. So as I learn and I make mistakes and things like that, I'm able to share it with you ladies as I learn. And so this is just my newest thing. I'm using travel mode and I'm actually enjoying it. It's interesting just to see guys in different areas. Um, yeah, while you all think of topics that you might want to share, also let me know if you want to call in. I can drop the link. Just let me know and I will. But I finally got a Cash App for the channel. And I think I set up a PayPal. I'm trying to remember because I know I set up another, like I set up a PayPal for my dating. and remind me. And this guy was already Googling me before he even talked to me. So I'll try to circle back to why I have a separate Cash App and a separate PayPal for my dating purposes. I'll kind of explain that to you. Um, and so I set up a Cash App for the channel, and I set up a Cash App for dating purposes, and then I set up a PayPal for dating. I'm trying to remember if I set up excuse me, a PayPal for dating. I don't remember. I'm gonna check my email and see if I did it because I don't remember. But if I didn't, I will go ahead and do that. And then that way there'll be two different ways for you to support the channel if you would like to. You could either send a PayPal or you could send a Cash App. Either one would, be fine. It would be greatly appreciated. So some of the things that I want to do on the channel is definitely upgrade the internet speed. Um, I want to upgrade the internet speed, and I want to upgrade the internet equipment that I have, because it's fine for my personal use at home, but some of the streams are unstable, and we're missing large chunks of information that I'm sharing because the internet is not it's not stable. So that'll be one of the first things I do, once the channel gets some support, is to upgrade the internet speed, the internet equipment, and then probably I'll start looking into better audio equipment. And another thing, I don't know if you ladies, if anybody does like design, like in Canva, um, but if you do, would you please email me at afrocentricwoman@gmail.com if you would be interested in making channel art. I would like to create some better artwork for you ladies, and better, like, start, kind of archiving the videos a little bit more organized. And I can't, I'm already stretched to to the limit. So, I would like to just hire somebody to do it. So if you would be interested in contributing to the channel, in the area of creating channel art and helping with the descriptions and hashtags and all of that jazz, please do email me at the Afrocentric. Well, it's not the Afrocentric. It's just Let me just type it in. It's afrocentricwoman@gmail. You can email me your interests, and afrocentricwoman@gmail.com. Yeah, this is definitely, it's not anything that I can really maintain on my own. I just don't have the time, and it would be easier if I could have some assistance with contributing to the channel. So if you know anyone that would be interested in contributing, let me know. All right, so that's that. Okay, so why okay, so let me double back to why I created the separate Cash App. I have a very unique name, and so I've had guys Google me, I've had them sit up and stalk me, I've had them contact me through my business when I don't want to talk to them. So if you Google my name in my city, I come up. And so to avoid the stalking and things of that nature, I just have a nickname that I use. And so I needed to create another Cash App for guys to give me money, without having my main Cash App. And so that's why I created I have like a dating only Cash App. Another reason why I created that Cash App is because I do want to purchase some property in the very near future. And when you purchase property and you're getting a mortgage, you have to go through a process called underwriting. And when you're going through the underwriting process, they forensically look at your bank details. like forensically. They want to know every single dollar. Why did you get it? How did you get it? Um, they do that partially to avoid people having money, basically given to them by somebody else, and then possibly like giving that money right back to them or whatever the case may be, and they really don't have a stable source of income. And then the person gets approved for the house, and then lo and behold, they get into the mortgage and they can't pay the mortgage because they really aren't earning the money, or the money is not legitimate, or whatever the case may be. There's a woman in one of the networking groups that I'm in who said she actually had some problems with like receiving money from men, because she couldn't really explain during the mortgage underwriting process exactly where the money was coming from. So that's part of the reason why. And to be honest with you, ladies, I meant to do this a long time ago, because when they look at a mortgage, they look at about 3 years worth of your bank statements. And sometimes they'll look less, like 6 months to a year, but they really kind of look at three tax returns, and they look at 3 years worth of banking statements. And so I honestly meant to do this last year. I've just been hemming and hawing about it because honestly, the bank that I'm with is amazing. I love them. And I haven't been able to find a bank that's comparable at all. I haven't. And so I always say, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then I get down into the details and I look at the fees, I look at the restrictions, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. And I end up ultimately not um, creating a separate bank account. But finally, I've gotten to a situation where I found a online banking system that I think is going to work. And I thought to myself, well, if it doesn't work, it's not a big deal. I can just close the account and move on, right? It's not a life or death situation, and it's not, a marriage or anything. So I don't have to overthink it. So I just went ahead and got that set up, and it allowed me to create my Cash App and all that, and um, create the Cash App for this channel. And yeah, so that's, a positive. Because, a few ladies have reached out to me like, well, you're not at 1,000 subscribers, so I can't send you a super chat. How can I support the channel? And I'm like, well, we're coming up on a year. I'm coming up on a year anniversary, and I have never had a Cash App until now, because, the purpose of creating this channel was to inspire Black women. So I definitely feel like I've achieved the mission, or am achieving the mission, and inspiring Black women just based off the feedback that you ladies give me in my Instagram inbox, the conversations that we're having on the Discord. It lets me know that there are definitely some things that are sparking in you ladies as far as inspiration. And I think some of what's being provided on this channel is just validation for feelings that you are already having in your independent lives, validations for your experience dating and relating in the world as a Black woman. And so just hearing, having a like-minded community to validate your experience as a Black woman, I also think is very valuable. You're not crazy, you're not alone, you're not weird, you're not you belong. You have a tribe, you do belong. And so that validation is extremely important. All right, let me scroll up and see what you ladies are talking about. Okay, Josie says, I'm focused on finishing grad school, so I haven't seriously attempted dating. I think when I have the mental capacity to do so, I will. What do you think? Um, Finishing up grad school, seriously attempted dating. Seriously attempted. That's an interesting way to say it. Because you don't have to seriously date. You could just date casually. And it may help you pay for your expenses related to grad school. You could look at it as a way to finance part of your life. So, I mean, you're not dating for the purposes of entering into a committed relationship right away. If you're interested in dating for, um, if you're interested in dating uh, for fun, for experience, for adventure, then you could do that whenever you're ready. Just start doing it. You know what I mean? If you've been consuming information on this channel, you have a lot of templates to work with, and you have a lot of language to use, and you have a lot of tactics to use. So you can kind of take different tactics and make them work for you. And you could take different templates and talking points and vetting processes and translate them to work for you. And you can just start doing it whenever you want and just get started. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There is this thing called reverse images. So basically, what a guy can do is he can take, or anyone, they can take your picture, like on a dating profile, and they can put it into a system and reverse search that image and try to find other images online that look like that image. So it's a kind of a way to find out who people are. So, I mean, you could use it if you want. You could use that same thing on guys as you vet them, and then just know that they may be using that on you as well. So it's just good to kind of keep your social media cleaned up and maybe keep it private. You might not want to bombard the internet with images of yourself because it just makes it easier um, to hunt you or whatever, or to find you. And if you don't want to be found, um, well, dang, I need some private stuff. I remember reverse image my image, and some of my account showed up. Wow, yeah. Oh, so that's something to think about, and that's something to be aware of. I think if you're out there dating and dealing with different people, the reverse image is something to keep up. And thank y'all, everybody who's tuning in. As you come in, please like the video if you're able to. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't yet. And we're having an open forum right now, so whatever topic you want to talk about, just drop it in the chat box. I'm gonna get to it. And then if you want to call in, let me know. And if you just have topics that you want to talk about, if you have any questions, drop it in the chat box. I haven't been dating because I'm working on my finances. Well, my love, you can always use dating as a way to increase your finances. Because I can honestly tell you, when I started dating, my finances were not really all the way together. And I was wearing drugstore makeup. I was not wearing makeup from Sephora. Okay. So, and I was doing my own hair. I was bootstrapping a lot of stuff, but I didn't let that stop me. I did not let that stop me. I got out there and I've been leveling up. I've been leveling up every, couple months or whatever. I've been leveling up a little bit at a time. So you may not ever perfectly have it together, but you can always level up as you go along. You know. Thank you, the Afro humanist. I really appreciate it, and I love your new name. It's beautiful. You've also been doing an amazing job. Um, y'all check out the Afro humanist page if you would like alternative views on religion and you want to explore the perspective of non-religious people. She's a great channel to check out to hear some interesting perspectives, even if aren't necessarily agnostic or atheist. It's always good to get a different perspective. So you can get a different perspective on her channel in a very non-judgmental way. So I highly recommend you check her out. Hey, I just wanted to like the video and say hi. I'm still unpacking, decorating, and have school tomorrow. See you soon. Hi, girl. Hey, girl. Congratulations on your new place. And decorating and having school tomorrow. Like, congratulations. I hope that your new place brings you much abundance and peace. I hope that your new place is a launching pad for success and prosperity in your life. And I hope that it is your oasis and your haven. And may you continue to be protected and provided for. Um, May your place be anointed with many, many blessings and attract abundance and peace to you. I appreciate you supporting the channel. All right. What else are we talking about today? Maybe I was able to find myself. I was bored one day and searched my own profile. Okay, you're talking about the reverse imaging. Um, oh, thank you so much for encouraging people to support the channel. I really, really appreciate y'all. Y'all have no idea. Bum, bum, bum. What is a good second date? Just getting into dating and had a good first date with a quality man. He should have asked for a second date at the end of the first date. He should have been hinting at wanting to take you out again. You should allow him to be the first one to like follow up with you. So like don't get home from your date and then be like, "Oh, hey, thank you so much for the date. I really had fun." Let him respond, like let him initiate that conversation. And then honestly, he should be, I mean, normally if the first date is going good, they're already like ready to bring up a second date. And they're like, "I really want to see you again." And then you can kind of hint at what you'd like to do. Like, "Well, yeah, this dinner is really nice. Well, we're having sushi tonight. Maybe next time we should do Italian." And then you could be like, maybe this place or that place or Italian. I love this environment. And then let him finish suggesting the rest of it so that, you can kind of let him take initiative and make sure that he truly is interested and that he truly is going to pursue you. He wants to go on a day trip, but I'm like, "Woo, I don't know if that's a good idea." Don't go. Yeah, don't do the day trip. Yeah, if you don't want to go do the day trip, just don't do it. Just tell him if he suggested a day for the day trip, like for example, let's say he said next Saturday, let's do a day trip. So you want to be like, "Oh, I thought about the day trip and actually I would prefer dinner instead, or I would prefer brunch, or I would prefer lunch." Just tell him what you prefer. And I prefer lunch and I really am in the mood for Thai food, or I'm in the mood for American fare. I'm in the mood for seafood. And then let him respond to you is what I would do for that. Because sometimes guys try to isolate you like on a day trip or a weekend trip, and they just think that it's going to be a way to like sleep with you faster. So you kind of want to eliminate that probability by not isolating yourself for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? Now, one of the good things about something like a day trip or like an activity is it does bond him to you more. So, like golfing or tennis lesson or something along those lines does tend to bond a little bit more. But I really think you should trust your intuition and your gut. And if you don't feel comfortable doing the day trip, just don't do it. Just stay close inside your city where you feel comfortable, where you control the transportation, you control the environment, and that you're going to wait until you feel comfortable with this guy before you would commit to do anything like that. That's what I would suggest. Can we talk about additional streams of income? What do you think about OnlyFans? Um, I think I've talked in my videos about my roster being a stream of income for me because the guys that I'm dating do give me money. So that is my additional stream of income. And I don't know, to be honest with you, ladies, I don't know a lot about OnlyFans. I've only been on the website maybe twice and I've never clicked on anybody's profile. I've only like been to the splash page. They have like a splash homepage, and that's the only thing that I've ever seen. So I don't know about the inner workings of how OnlyFans works. I know that there's a lot of pornographic actors and actresses on there, and people who sell pictures and images that are pornographic and things like that. So for me, it's never been alluring because it's just not my speed, and I get money other ways, but also I don't judge people. I know one woman, I mean, I don't know her personally, but I know of a woman who started doing OnlyFans a long time ago, back when it was like pictures of feet and pictures of, you know, a thigh, like a little bit more risque, but not so explicit. And she got into a little bit more explicit things, but she has a few really wealthy providers that give her an amazing lifestyle, and she doesn't work. She pretty much just takes pictures and travels and does whatever she wants. So, like, I don't judge her life because that's what she feels comfortable. I don't feel comfortable sharing nude pictures on the internet. I have been in a relationship with men and I won't even send them explicit pictures. I guess maybe I'm paranoid or I don't know, but I just don't. I never have and I don't. So I don't judge, but it's just not my speed. I can never provide any guidance on OnlyFans because I don't know, but I know that if you go on YouTube and search OnlyFans success, I'm pretty sure that there are women who have found success with it and who offer advice. Okay. Awesome. Thank you for, hold on, where are you? Okay. Okay, yeah. So there's a couple ladies saying that they're going to check out the Afro Humanist page and her YouTube channel. That's wonderful. She also has an Instagram that you can follow. Um, okay. Okay, so we talked about OnlyFans. I don't usually see many Black women in the secular community. Yeah, the Afro Humanist is definitely leading the way in that secular talk. And I knew I used to be a part of this group. Well, I wasn't a part of them. I used to get their emails called the Black Non-Believers, but I ended up unsubscribing because to me it felt like they were evangelical in like promoting atheism, and I just, for me, I kind of just don't care what people do, and I don't feel the need to convert people to atheism. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at peace with people doing whatever they want to do. So I like the Afro humanist's approach to just sharing her story and allowing other people to share their story without shaming and blaming and, you know what I'm saying, all the stuff that other people do and demeaning people, for their beliefs and whatnot. Okay. Afro-humanist says, I met someone online, and after chatting back and forth, we swapped numbers, and now they're growing serious feelings and want to talk morning, noon, and night. And I'm a bit wary because we haven't met in person. I suggested we meet first. I'm being bombarded with calls, and I have to ignore. What do you think? It feels like a bit too much. It sounds like he's love bombing you, and I would get away from that. I'm not sure. I know you're very busy Afro-humanist, so I don't know how much time you have to listen to my videos, but I do go into detail in various videos about exchanging numbers. And what I suggest you do, and what I suggest all you ladies do, is do not give out your phone number until the first date. Make him work for that number. If he works for that number, he's going to cherish it a lot more. So just because a man ask you for your phone number doesn't mean you need to give it to him. Let him know that you would feel more comfortable exchanging numbers after the first date because you're traditional and you want to, whatever, make up some reason. But I don't suggest giving your number to a man that you meet online because some guys are just collecting numbers and they have absolutely no intention of taking you out. Some men are lazy. Some men will lose interest in you because they've already felt like they accomplished something by getting your phone number. And then some guys are, yeah, they're just low effort. So they feel like, oh, I can just text her and call her. And if they're calling you morning, noon, and night, they may never invite you on a date because what's the point? You've already disclosed your life story. You've already talked with them. They already got to experience you. So what is the point in taking you out on a date? So what I recommend in general is to keep the conversation, those initial conversations online, keep them very light and keep them focused on what's fun to do, music, venues, restaurants, lounges, um, shows, art, things like the symphony, the orchestra, live bands, things of that nature, things that entail a luxurious date. And then let them know about your availability. Then jump on a call on the app. So don't talk on the phone, talk on the app. All of the apps at this point in time have a voice feature, not video. Don't let him shame you or pressure you into video. If he videos with you, there's no reason to take you on a date. So just tell him no, you feel comfortable on voice and that you have updated pictures with no filters on your profile. Have a 5-minute conversation with him where you're bubbly, you're fun, you're talking about things that you like to do. If he starts to ask you really personal questions, now this is stuff that I've recently learned, okay? Um, I knew it, but I needed to like know it again. So I'm also talking to you, but I'm also talking to myself. If a guy starts asking you really personal questions about like, what's the custody arrangement of your children? Do you have children? Where's your ex-husband? What does he do? How is y'all's relationship? If he starts to get really in your business, just tell him, redirect it back to something fun. Like, well, I thought we were talking about music. I don't, I would love to go into detail about all of those things once you and I get comfortable with each other on our date. So just shut all of that down, remain mysterious, remain private, and keep the conversation fun. Redirect him. If he does not take direction at all, and he's very belligerent and very, very like focused on extracting information about you, information that he could perhaps use to devalue you, I would recommend to abort mission because it wouldn't be worth it. You guys aren't necessarily mind readers, but they should be responsive enough to you to change course if you are directing them to how you want to be communicated with. So if someone is not trying to take you out on a date, but they're blowing up your phone to the point where you are annoyed, I would abort the mission. I would delete and block because men of means, they don't have the time to manipulate your phone. They don't have, because they have a very busy life. They don't have time to call and call and call and call and call. So if someone's calling me a lot, I'm going to assume he don't have a job. I'm going to assume he works part-time. I'm going to assume he works as a security guard and he doesn't have shit to do besides call me. So that's a bad sign. That's a red flag that it's going to be a time waster. And I would abort that mission. And so the tips and tools that I just shared with you are going to be ways that you can avoid that situation in the future and that the next conversations that you have are going to be more fruitful. Okay. All right. And then another thing, Afro-humanist, as someone who is stepping into a bit of a leadership position, you're putting your likeness out there and to the world. There may be members of your community who are interested in talking to you offline. And I would tread very lightly with that. I would try to make a separation in between um, the work that you do online and personal relationships that you develop. And you might want to think of a way to find a way to meet men that don't have any idea what you do, right? They don't know that you have the Afro Humanist channel. They're just meeting you separate from that. And they don't know. And I wouldn't talk about the channel to them until way down the road, until, you know what I'm saying? Until way down the road. I would not disclose that you have the YouTube channel. I would keep the YouTube channel totally separate from your dating life, and that's going to make your life a lot easier. Being on social media, specifically on YouTube, attracts a lot of different kinds of characters of people. Um, you know, you can probably look at my comment section on some of my more controversial videos and see some of the negative feedback that I get. Um, Recently, I did a video yesterday about, why I'm no longer swiping on African American, and I lost a lot of subscribers. So, it is what it is. And this is a very interesting space to navigate. But I think that for your safety, and I think that for your peace of mind, and I think for your, um, as you get into dating after being in a narcissistic relationship, I think it would be easier for you to have a strong separation in between the work that you do online and your private dating life. I think it would be better for you. But of course, um, you can take my advice with a grain of salt and decide what you want to do. And of course, I support you either way it goes. All right. Da, da, da. Okay, hold on. I missed something I was trying to read. Let me back that thing up. Da, da, da. Okay, hold on. I absolutely agree. I remember you mentioning the rush to get out of the city and other vids. Okay, yeah, so then you know what I'm talking about, Kamaya, about that. So, let him, you're in my Discord, right? I think you're in the Discord. You can either hit me on Instagram or the Discord and just try that tactic of what I was telling you about with the date, with the dinner and or brunch or lunch, and then just let me know what you decided to do. Let me know how it went over because I'm always curious to know. All right. Okay. Thank you, sis. I did research on YouTube about that, and I'm going ahead and get a roster. What's your favorite dating app? Right now I'm utilizing Bumble for the most part, but I use Hinge. I just decided that I wasn't going to pay for Hinge anymore because it just wasn't worth it for me to pay. Because the thing about Hinge that makes it useful when you pay is the fact that you get to like as many people as you want. Whereas when you have the free version, it only allows you to like, I want to say 3 to 5 people a day. However, I changed my dating strategy. I don't like anybody first. I only respond to men who like me first. So I don't need that feature on Hinge. I don't need the feature of liking as many men as I want because I don't like any men. Men like me, they match me, and I match them back. And the same thing for Bumble. I don't swipe on random guys. I only look in the queue and see who's already liked me, and then I like them. I'm trying to eliminate the desirability issue. I don't want anybody liking me for the simple fact that I like them first, and they think I might be easy pickings. So that's that. BSB Aura says, this is so smart. I wish my younger me knew this. Sis, you are in good company. I wish I knew this as well. I wish I was my own big sister a long time ago. But nonetheless, here we are, and let's make the best of the time that we have. Hey, sissy. That's great advice. What should you do if you don't have childcare to date? Is it ghetto to ask a man to pay for childcare? I did that in the beginning and it rarely went over well. I did date one guy who would always pay my nanny. He always paid my nanny and paid my entire weekend, right? Like this guy, like he would want me from the evening until like the next day. He'd always want to go do brunch and lunch. He'd want to go to one club, then an after hours club, then breakfast, then he just always wanted to do a lot, so he would pay for my nanny. Um, that's kinda rare, though. I find that most guys are very finicky about paying for childcare. I think that it has something to do with the fact that they don't want to intrude on another man's situation, like, they're like, "Where's the dad?" So, I would probably I mean, you gotta start somewhere, so I would try to probably look up, what do you call it? I would try to look up, like, drop-in daycares that you can kinda start researching, um, ahead of time to kinda start vetting them and maybe drop in a couple of days and see how comfortable you feel with it. There's also nanny exchange and nanny groups on Facebook that you can join and kind of connect with nannies there and babysitters there. So you can start um, just vetting them and background checking them and getting comfortable with a list of, 2 to 5 babysitters that you would feel comfortable with. And then from there, I would price it out like, how much time do you need? Like maybe they charge $15 an hour and you could book them for 4 hours. So that would be what, $60. You might be making it more expensive than what it really is. You might be making it more expensive in your head than it really is. You might be able to find somebody good for $60. And plus, giving them a small tip, you're still under $75. So you have to find, of course, a provider to where it's going to be worth it. So you're going to be looking at the type of industry they work in. You don't want to spend on babysitting for something rinky dink and ratchet, right? So then once you kind of have some babysitters in the cut that you can call up, you can go ahead and zhuzh up your dating profile and take some beautiful pictures and start having conversations with men. And of course, don't mention your children, and then just let them know that you're working and you're open to dating at a time, blah 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 blah. And then maybe you meet them on the weekend for like brunch or lunch or something like that, and you just either drop your child off or have somebody come, and you can go and do your date, and you can kind of do it like that, and you can kind of budget 1 or 2 um dates a month. And then before you know it, if you're dating someone who's a provider, you can come up with some other reason like, oh, I really want to get a new dress, or oh, I want um, to get a facial, or oh, my tires are bad and I need to replace all 4 tires, things like that. And then you can get a lump sum of money. And then some of that money you can use for babysitter, and then some of that money you could use for savings or for other expenses that you have. So that's kind of some different ways that you can do it. Another thing that you could do is network with mothers, especially other single mothers in your area. There's actually a woman on my radar that I will be reaching out to, hopefully in the very near future, who has 1 child, and about doing an exchange. So basically, creating a relationship with that woman, and you know, maybe every other weekend you have her child and she can go on a date. And then the next weekend, she can have your child and then you go on a date. And then you can help each other out. Right. So when you make up in your mind what you can't do, oh, I can't do this because I don't have childcare, it just becomes very fixed and it becomes very stagnated and it becomes a barrier. But when you think in your mind, how can I have everything that I want? I want to be a great mom and I want to date. How can I do them both? When you're curious about things and you ask open ended questions, the universe begins to send answers to you, and the universe begins to send um, possibilities to you to where things start popping up and ideas start popping in your head that you'd never thought of before. And you realize how full of possibilities your life really is, to where you can have it all. You would be able to get out there and date and keep your child safe at the same time. So that's what I would suggest. I mean, those are just some initial thoughts of things that you could start doing in your community to get the ball rolling with getting you out there and dating, because time is of the essence. And why not use the rest of your 30s why not maximize the rest of your 30s and a healthy, vibrant dating life? You don't want to get to 40 or 50 and be like, all right, now I'm ready to date. Why not now? All right, let me keep going. Should we lie about having children when online dating? I know Shira says to lie, but I always been conflicted about that one. I lie now. Well, I more so omit. I really don't lie, but I definitely omit the fact that I have children, or rather I have a child. I just had a conversation. I told you I don't swipe on black guys anymore, but there was a black guy in my queue from a long time ago, several weeks ago. We just never got to meet. And I talked to him today, and he asked me so many personal questions. Um, Looking back on it, I see how I could have managed that a little bit better. But he was obsessed about the kids question. He was obsessed about just a lot of personal shit that had nothing to do with him. And I think the honest truth is he just doesn't date women with children. Instead of just saying that, he began to just question me with a lot of extraneous things that made no sense. I mean, they were just very evasive questions, now that I think about it. And ultimately, we lost connection and he unmatched me. I believe he unmatched me because he does not date women with children. And instead of just saying, hey, I don't date women with children, he wants to like him and haw around it and be manipulative. And so, that's time I can't get back. Um, he also tried to Google me. Um, I have a very general, um, I have a very general profession on my dating profile and my first name. So he was Googling like my first name and my profession to see where I lived and things like that. So he was just a weirdo. He was a doctor, so he said, and he was black and a weirdo. So I don't suggest that you disclose that, but to each their own. Um, I wouldn't suggest that you do. In retrospect, how I should have handled that conversation when he started to become too personal, I should have said, well, we're just meeting online, and I would just want to be more comfortable before we dive into those types of questions. But anyway, where do you like to eat out downtown? Like, where are your favorite restaurants? That's how I should have redirected that. So you live and you learn. That's the lesson that I have for today because I'm really lamenting that time that I wasted with that um, high net worth dust, with that rich Dusty. Because yeah, he seems to me like he wants to waste somebody's time. He already knew from the moment I said I had a child, he already knew that he didn't want to date me. But I think he was bored because he was driving from one city to another and he wanted to talk to me to kill time. So he just started barraging me with all these personal questions. And then this was a telltale sign. When he was like, "Well, what kind of guys do you usually date?" That's a sign that a guy's dusty because why should you care? Why should you care? Doesn't matter if I'm on the phone with you. So that should have been my cue to run. And because it's very devaluing. Like, oh, you don't date doctors, do you? No, I really don't. I don't like dating doctors because I find them to be very promiscuous. So I prefer not to date a doctor, to be honest. I don't like doctors, and I don't like pilots. I don't like things like traveling I don't like those kind of guys because they tend to be very promiscuous. So yeah, no, I really don't like dating doctors. But anyway, yeah, he was asking very devaluing questions. He asked that, and then he asked the question, "Oh, what is it? How are the guys messing up to where it doesn't last?" When guys ask you like, "Why are you single? How long have you been single? What's not working about your relationships?" That's a sign that they're dusty. And I find that mostly black guys do that. They're very obsessed with why you're single, and they're very obsessed with how long you've been single. And I believe they use that as leverage to try to devalue you at a later date. And they collect a bunch of information on you to manipulate you and devalue you at a later date. So the more mysterious you are and the more private you are, the better. and protecting yourself. And I think that when those red flags come up where they're asking very probing um, question, and then it's just question after question after question after question, before you even finish answering the question, they're already asking the next one to keep you just talking, 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 disclosing things about yourself. That's a setup, and it's really not a good sign that it's going to be a viable guy. Usually the better conversations that, or at least for myself, that I've noticed that have worked for me have been men who compliment me a lot and um, ask me lighthearted questions and want to know like what I like to do and when they can see me. Okay, I'm reading questions. Working as a security guard. Okay. Thank you for the advice. You're so welcome, my dear. Oh no, I lost my place. I'm scrolling back up to make sure that I didn't miss any questions or topics that you ladies had. Should we lie? Okay, yeah, I answered your question about that. A lie and omit, girl. Lie and omit. Yeah, I'm not swiping on African American men either. Need to catch up on your videos, like and comment. I've had so much going on. I understand alchemy. These videos are here for you whenever you get around to it, sis. Hi, mi amor. Um, you're so welcome. Thank you for um liking the content. I really appreciate it. And for those who are just tuning in, this is an open forum. If you'd like to ask a question live, let me know. I'll drop the link. If you want to drop a question or a topic of discussion in the chat box, please do. Okay, I was leaning toward honesty. I lied once and it felt weird. Well, you need to get comfortable lying to men. If you don't feel comfortable lying, you need to get comfortable lying. Lying is very important. And if you guys are too moral, you might want to just click off my channel. Okay. Um, if you can't stand lying, you're not going to like me and you're not going to like Shira 7. So just click off because I do promote lying and omitting things because men lie all the time. Your being honest is not going to save you from men lying to you. Okay. You need to be honest with yourself, but you need to be strategic about how you handle relationships with men. Okay. So I do encourage you to get comfortable with lying, with omitting things, with creating a fantasy. I do encourage you to become comfortable with those things because creating a fantasy, omitting information, being mysterious, um, being alluring, omitting certain information, deflecting and redirecting energy in the way that you want it, being in control of the dynamic, those are the types of things that are going to get you what you want. So I do encourage them. Now, you have a couple of choices if you don't feel comfortable lying, if you don't feel comfortable omitting information. You could either just follow the information that's helpful to you and ignore my advice about lying, or just click off. Those are the options. Okay, let me keep reading. No, no, no. Yeah, I think that's weird to like them first. It feels like chasing to me. Yeah. And I think alchemy, I think you're referring to the dating website, the dating apps. Afrohumanist says, I'm not a great liar, so I choose not to lie. Well, Afrohumanist, you could practice lying. Excuse me, you could practice lying. Um, you could practice omitting information. To be honest with you, ladies, to protect yourself from narcissistic people, omitting information and lying is important because you just can't bare your soul to people before you know them. It's not safe for you as a woman. It's not safe for you as a woman to bare your soul and be transparent with every Tom, Dick, and Harry that presents themselves to you. The probability and the percentage of men who you come in contact with that will be of high quality will be very low. We're talking less than 5%. So you need to take these guys through the ringer. You need to allow allow yourself to view them in a multitude of situations before you can reveal certain things about yourself. You need to tell them no to something that they really want and see how they react. You need to give them boundaries and see how they react. You need to let them know what you feel comfortable with and let them and see how they react. Or when they lose something that it's important to them, you need to see how they react. You need to see how they react during the different seasons: summer, spring, fall, winter, and so on. Um, you need to see how they react. It's very easy to be charming and sweet for one, two, three, or even four dates. How do they act on the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 15th date? These are the things that you need to gather and understand before you reveal certain intimate things about yourself. It's a safety issue. So omitting information and hiding certain things is important for your safety. Not only is it important for your safety, it also creates mystery. Men don't fall in love with, in my opinion, men don't fall in love with the facts about you. Men fall in love with the way you make them feel. They fall in love with the way you make them feel. So you don't need to reveal a bunch of facts and figures about yourself. It's more so about being who you are, but not in the sense of like, this is my resume, this is my life story, these are my traumas, these are my problems, this is what's wrong, like this is the bulletproof bullet point list of everything about me. It's not about that, it's about the essence of you. That's what you can share, the essence. You know what I mean? The beingness, not the doingness, the beingness of who you are. When you show up and be present in what you're doing, be present and intentional about what you're doing. And when you're present and intentional about what you're doing, when you're doing it and where you are when you're there, then that is who you are. And that is who he has the opportunity to fall in love with. You don't need to go into details about your ex husband, about your children, about your past job, about your career, about all of that. All of that isn't really important, about where you live, about what car you drive, about all of these details and your debt and all of this and that. No, you don't need to go into all of that. Keep all of that to yourself. And it's like, well, who am I without that? That's important to know. Who am I without all that stuff? That's when you really start tapping into your divine feminine. When you tap into the essence of who are you without all that stuff. Lying and omitting information and facts and figures about yourself will force you into connecting with your feminine essence, because you won't have those stories and dramas and traumas and past this and that. You won't have that to rely on. So it's about being creative and expressing the essence, showing up and just being who you are. The beingness. That's where that's your moneymaker, the beingness. I was reflecting on one of my guys um who sent me the large sum of money, who I've never met. And I really think, I think that his nature is one of disappearing for a long time and popping up out of nowhere. Now, for me, I have a lot going on and I have a local roster of some sort and I have a bunch of things going on. So I'm never really like too concerned with like what he has going on. So whenever he calls, I'm just really bubbly and happy to hear from him because I generally am. And I think that for whatever reason that just works for him, and I think that when all is going wrong, I'm pretty sure he has a roster himself. I'm sure he has a rotation of women who probably have less going on, who are probably more like, "Where are you? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you take out the trash? Why didn't you take me here, or give me that, or whatever?" And then maybe when all of that is all in a disarray, it's like, "Oh, I'll call her and she's going to be uh bubbly." And so I don't want to lose that. So I'll, send her things from time to time to keep her happy. And that doesn't translate to most guys. It really doesn't because it just doesn't. But having that essence, it does help. Um Whenever you do run across a guy like that, it does help. And it helps in other ways of your life as well. All right, I feel like I've gone on a tangent. Okay, thank you so much for that amazing advice. You've been working on that drop-in daycare. Okay, you've been working on that. Okay, good. Didn't think about looking onto Facebook and never heard of a nanny exchange. Awesome, Alchemy. You have a few things to look into, my dear, and see what shakes out for you because I cannot wait for you to drop an update in the Discord letting me know that you went on an amazing date. I look forward to that message. My friend will take dating pics for me. What photos or clothing work best for dating apps? Um, that's a good question to see. I would say fitted clothing that are not revealing, but that kind of show off your shape. Um, I would say anything that is flattering to you, um, is really important. So, um, just like something that's fitted, whatever it is about you that's really gorgeous, try to showcase that. If it's your eyes, make sure you have at least one close-up picture. Um, if it's your wrist, make sure that you have a picture with that in there. If it's your legs, have a picture that kind of show off your legs. And so whatever you're kind of showing off, just try to balance it. So if you're showing off your legs, you might want to have more of a conservative top and then something that just shows like, oh, I have long legs. And one of those nice pictures that shows those off. Or if it's the up top that you want to kind of accentuate, then you probably want to kind of be more covered up on the bottom. Or if it's your back, then you might want to have everything else covered up and have your back out. So it just depends on what you're trying to accentuate. Um, Try to do like at least one landmark in your city. So if you have a statue that's really famous or a mural or a landmark that's really um, popular, then just go to that and take a cute picture there. Try to look sophisticated. Think about the dates that you want to go on. Think about what do you want to do? Do you want to go on golfing dates? Do you want to go on trips? Do you want to go to nice restaurants? What is the proper attire for the restaurant that you want to go to? Whatever the proper attire is, that's going to help inform what outfit choices you pick for your dating profile. So think about just acting as if. Think about think about you're already there. You're already enjoying these places. Also, go people watch if you have an opportunity. Think about like, oh, I'd always want a man to take me here. I'd always want a man to go take me there. You can just go ahead and go to the places that you would like to go on a date and just go to the bar and order, a club soda or something and or order a coffee and just sit at the bar and watch the people and how they dress so that when you go, you'll fit in. Um, or you could even, go up a couple of notches from what they're doing. Still look that you're in the environment, but it's always better to be overdressed than underdressed. And then from there, you could pick out outfits that are in alignment with where you want to go and how you want your dating experience to be. If you have some pieces in your wardrobe that already are in alignment, then perfect. And if you need to add a few pieces to your wardrobe, at least you have um, something in mind, right? You know where you want to go. So taking pictures, like you and your girlfriend can go out to some of the restaurants that you like. And even if you order a salad, it's no big deal. Like you don't have to think about breaking the bank. If money is an issue, you could always go with your girlfriend and you order an appetizer and then just take a picture in that restaurant, right? Um, or you could go to really nice five-star hotels. You could take pictures in the lobby. Um, Let me see what else you could do. Yeah, the restaurants. Sometimes you can go to art galleries and take pictures. Um, you could sometimes country clubs and golf resorts have day passes. You could just let them know that you're interested in becoming a member, and you and your friend get day passes, or you could even sometimes purchase a day pass to a golf resort or a golf club. You could either purchase one, or sometimes they have them for free, and you could take pictures on the golf course, you and your friend. So you have a lot of options to get some great pictures. I think you should think about the end game. The end game. Where do you want to go and what do you want to do? And then take the kind of pictures of the exact experience that you want. So that way, the types of guys that'll be attracted to you are going to be the guys that want to be in the environments that you are. All right, I'm reading through. Okay. Um okay, also a shortish dress in a local landmark. All right, that sounds good. Thank you, sis. I can't wait to give you an update as well. I haven't been on a date since 2019. I've just been taking notes and leveling up. Alchemy. My goodness, my love. Time is ticking by. Time is ticking by. It's time for you to get out there. It's time for you to get out there. Um, okay, Sissy, my chest and my legs are nice. Okay, well, Sissy, maybe in one picture you showcase your legs, and then in another picture you showcase your chest. That might be good because I would put as many pictures as the dating app allows. So, and then try to avoid using filters or heavy filtering. I've heard women use caretaker of their grandparents and replacement of their kids, and men find that honorable, sweet, and may provide money on that principle. Yes. Yes, I've heard that too. I've heard many women have success with that. Like, oh, I had to pay my great grandmother's mortgage, or I had to pay extended nursing care for my great grandma or my grandma. And sometimes men, especially if the man is older and he sees you taking care of old people, he's going to see it as like, oh, okay, great. When I get old, maybe she'll take care of me. So I do think that might be a good way to get money from guys. They fall in love with how we make them feel. All right. Uh, oh, you meant lying about having kids. Well, uh, I would postpone that information as long as possible. See if you can postpone it, you know. And you could lie about having the kids too, because once they kind of once you feel comfortable with them and you have a good situation going, you could then reveal that you have the children, and then just let them know that you were not disclosing that because you want to protect your children and you just didn't feel comfortable. He should understand that. I lie about everything from name, age, location. It's hard when it comes to the kids, and they want to know why I'm not available. My daughter is 3 and takes up so much time. Um, yeah, I've been in that same situation as well. I usually say I have a night job. So I'll be like, "Oh, I have a job during the day, and then I work online at night as a bookkeeper for an international company, and so that's why I'm not available at night. I have to request off." So that has worked for me. So you might want to try that while you are looking up information um, for childcare options. And of course, yeah, it's great that you're continuing to level up. That's wonderful. Men lie, get with it. Yeah, they do lie, girl. More MKs telling the truth. They do be lying. How soon did you get comfortable dating as a mother? Immediately. No, just kidding. So I took 3 years off of dating. I guess, actually, alchemy, I'm not gonna be too hard on you because actually you're in the exact window of time that I was in. So I took 3 years off of dating and then I jumped into it. So my daughter's older than yours. So this might just be the right time for you to get back in there. Um, I felt comfortable. I was ready. I was really, really ready. This guy started talking to me. I met him at a work event, So I wasn't dating at all. And he got my information, and I thought that he needed my information for business purposes, but in fact, he wanted to date me. So he ended up inviting me to this jazz event, which was really lovely. It was a lovely venue, and in fact, I've gone on dates there, and I've taken business people there. I've gone on my own. Like it's just one of my favorite restaurant venues in the city. So he took me to jazz and, took care of my food and everything like that. And um, my valet, he took care of that. And we started dating briefly. After that, I realized I'm ready to date. And so he was a little bit older than me and he really didn't have any energy. So I decided, oh, let me go younger. So I went younger. And there's a video called My Last Dusty. And so you can hear all about my experience with the young Dusty. And then after that, I was like, I met this guy who was a little bit older who started, he was the one who used to pay for my nanny and take me to all these really nice places. And so after dating the Dusty and then dating the guy that was very generous, I decided I was like, "Oh yeah, this is definitely the way for me. I'm going to stick with the generous guys." And so that the rest was history from there. And I've bumped my head a lot along the way, and I've learned a lot of things that I've kind of chronicled on the channel, and here we are today. So it was really fun. I mean, and I definitely was ready. Okay. Da, da, da. For those who are just tuning in, please like the video and subscribe. We're having an open forum, so feel free to ask questions or post any comments that you have of topics that you want to talk about in the chat. Okay, let me see what else y'all talking about. Jazz. Wow, that's a great idea. I can get an older guy to help me pay for my mom. Yes, absolutely. Time is ticking by. I'm in my 30s and I want more children, so I gotta get out there. Yeah, get out there. Yeah, get out there. I think, yeah, getting the childcare situation under control. I mean, also think about family members as well. If there's any family members that you trust, think about even if you need to move cities, you might be able to just pick up and go. If your environment is not conducive to the lifestyle that you want to live, it might make sense in investing in moving. Maybe somewhere where you have a support system that can help you so that you can get out there and start dating because dating is an investment for the future. Dating can yield money right now, but dating is an investment into the future, which is why I take it very serious. I mean, I do and I don't. I mean, I have fun, but I would say the serious nature of my dating is that I'm very focused on a very small demographic, right? I'm focused on a very specific type of man, and I have a process that I've been honing over time with vetting and sifting through and getting to the most desired, like the most viable men, right? So I do see it as an investment into the future, and that's why I invest money into it and time into it. I win now because everything that helps me in that area helps me in general, helps my wealth, my health, my beauty. It just helps in so many areas. And then I'm putting myself in a position to meet a provider that will make my life easier forever, right? Or for at least for a long period of time. Maybe not forever, but at least for an extended period of time. So that's when I kind of needed, that's when I decided that I was going to kind of back away from my toxic mother because she doesn't share my vision. She doesn't understand that it's not just about fun. Yes, it is about me having fun, but you need to understand that your daughter is unmarried and my ability to help you when you get elderly, a lot of it is hinged on who I marry. If I marry a Dusty, then I'm not going to be able to help you. I'm going to be struggling. I'm probably going to be asking you for money. If I marry a Dusty who drug me down and anchored me down and and put me in struggle love 50-50 mentality, a 50-50 situation, struggle love, a struggle bandit, I won't be able to help you. But if I marry a man that's of means, that's going to be able to enrich my life, then that's going to give me more energy and time to help you. But she doesn't get it. And so, since she doesn't get it, I've just decided that I have relinquished my responsibility of doing very much for her when she gets old. Now that she is young enough to do what she wants to do, she chooses not to help me. She actively chooses not to help me with my child. And that is her right not to help me. But she needs to understand that while I am wheeling and dealing and figuring out a way to help myself, I will remember this when you are 80 years old, and you will then have to figure it out on your own as well. I will be doing the bare minimum for you. I will not go above and beyond to do anything additional for you because when I needed you, you decided not to help me. So I feel at peace with that. That's just the decision that I've made. Smart women will always help their daughters marry well. I'm already strategizing about my daughter. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. Hey, thanks for holding, y'all. But yeah, a smart women help their daughters strategize about marrying up and social climbing. I remember a long time ago when I was really kind of solidifying dating guys at a higher level. I told my mother, I said, well, I think in order to have a conversation with me, a guy needs to be making at least 80,000. Now that has since doubled and tripled and everything else, but my mother looked at me like I had 18 heads. She looked so appalled that I would have the gall to say that I have a standard, a financial standard. I knew from that moment I cannot talk to my mother about these things. My mother is a deeply rooted Pygmeisha. she is she's a Pygmeisha, basically. I mean, I don't know any other way to explain it. She's a 50-50 Pygmeisha, but she's really not 50-50. She doesn't really require anything of men. She doesn't really require anything. She thinks it's a privilege to go and clean their house, and she thinks it's a privilege to go and cook for them, and she thinks it's a privilege to like be like run around with their family and like help them and help their family. Meanwhile, these guys don't do anything for our family. It's not reciprocal. It's just her giving, 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 giving. That was my example. So you can see that it took a lot of internal work for me to disassociate myself from my mother's Pygmeisha ways. I had to really do a 180 from everything that it was taught to me. Some of the things that she did was like really disgusting as far as picking men over her own children. Like she's the ultimate Pygmeisha, the ultimate Pygmeisha. And so I've just decided to just let the natural consequences of her choices, um, you know, let her experience her own consequences. My thing is this man that you're devoting your life to who won't marry you, he doesn't invest anything into your life, he can't pay your mortgage, he can't do anything for you besides extract energy from you. You need to be endearing yourself to his children, is what you need to be doing. They need to see you as a mother so that when you get old and disabled, his children will take care of you because me and my sibling, we are checking out. Now, she probably has more emotional control over my brother than over me because I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm not manipulated by tears. I don't give a shit. You can cry me a river. I don't care. So, but for me, I've already made my decision about what I'm going to do because I'm remembering these times. I'm scrambling, trying to figure out how I can do this, how I can do that. And she doesn't see the bigger picture. I have another family member who married very well, and her mother was able to retire early. Her mother travels all over the world. She's been to South Africa. They go to Florida every year. Where else do they go? She's backpacked through Europe. She's doing all of these things and living a great life. She got a brand new car from her daughter's husband. Her daughter's husband bought her a brand new car, and she's early retired and she's living a great life. Why? Because her daughter married well. It's not that my family member isn't capable and smart and couldn't have done okay. She would have done okay. But because she married well, she's doing exceptionally well. And her mother is benefiting from that. But my mother is too stupid to realize that if you would help me achieve my goal, ultimately you're going to win. You understand? You would win if you would help me right now that I need it. But you're so wrapped up in your Tyrone and your peak Misha lifestyle that you can't see past your struggle, love. You can't see past your immediate desire for attention from your Tyrone, that you can't envision a better life for you, for me, for your granddaughter, for your potential great grandchildren. You don't see the need to invest in a better legacy. You're entrenched in being a pick entrenched. So anyway, that is what it is. Hi, that is what it is. All right, let me back it up. I can see what you lovely ladies are talking about. What do you do when you're unattractive? When I was in high school, many guys found me ugly. I'm afraid I can't practice hypergamy because I'm not pretty enough. Men like pretty women, and I'm not that. Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I don't want to sound cliche, but I would want to think about, who are these guys that you're talking about? Are these black men and you're black? Because a lot of black men think anything that's in black skin is ugly, including themselves. So I can't really answer that question until you let me know what is the quality of these guys. And also, high school, you're talking about children. These are little boys telling you things. And so that doesn't really count. Those are not men. So you can hit me up on Instagram, or you can try to join the Discord if you feel. You can send me a private message. If you want to send me a picture of yourself, we can delete it right afterwards. And in fact, on Instagram, you could do something called a vanishing message. So if you want to send me a vanishing message with a picture of yourself, and we can really be just more honest about what really is ugly and what's not. Because if little black boys in high school were telling you that you were ugly, I would take that with a grain of salt. I wouldn't necessarily put any stock in that because they think anything that's white is right. So we need to get to the bottom of what do you have that you're working with, and so that we could play up the features that you do have that are beautiful. And then you're going to have to get into makeup and to hair. So you might need to book an appointment with Mac or Sephora, book an appointment for a makeover, and play with different makeup and contouring and find something that's going to work for you. That's going to play up the parts of you that's pretty. Learn how to use lashes, learn how to, put good wigs on and stuff like that. So 9 times out of 10, you're not ugly. We just have to find what's going to work for you, so that you can look as beautiful as possible, so that you can attract better quality man. That's where I'm at mentally in regards to my mom. I'm on the last leg. Like, maybe I'll pay for her when she need help. I don't know. I'm going to look elsewhere. First, my mom is my last resort. Okay, I understand that. My mom is my last resort too. My mom did the same when I was in my 20s and had a roster, and I had a roster, and men used to give me money. She asked me if I feel like a prostitute to shame me. Yeah, your mom sounds like a pick Misha. Those pick Misha, mammy type of women, they take honor in taking care of men. Think about them as like a broke Tabitha, right? They take honor in caring for their men. They're very masculine. So sometimes when you have a masculine pick Misha mom, you just have to disassociate yourself from her and let her experience the consequences of her own life, and you keep leveling up. J Love says, I never felt beautiful or confident in myself. I've always compared myself to other beautiful girls, and I've always felt inferior. Any advice? I have a lot of videos on self-love, so I would recommend that you listen to those videos about self-love, about feminine confidence. So I have a video about tapping into your divine femininity. I have a videos about gratitude. Do I have videos about confidence? I don't know. I kind of sprinkle that in throughout all of my videos. So I can't think of anyone in particular that I have about confidence. Um, I have a video series on feeling worthy. I would recommend that you listen to the entire series on feeling worthy. I think I have a total of 5 videos that you can listen to. I do highly recommend that. That's going to help you with these feeling beautiful and feeling confident. And I think that that can be your internal work, listening to those videos. And then I think the external work is to book an appointment at Mac or at Sephora. I know Mac usually does really good makeup makeovers. So you can book an appointment there so that you can talk to a makeup artist about how you can play up certain things on your face and contour and look as beautiful as possible. So if you get up and get moving, that will help shake the stagnation so you don't just sit and ruminate over, I'm not this, I'm not that, I don't have this, I don't have that, but get up and get moving and shake it up. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. Add something new to the mix, like a makeup artist. You could even go to Instagram and search your local city for makeup artists that you could talk to. But I think, like, just for me to give general advice, I think Mac, our Sephora is going to be more standardized and um, a little bit more professional. Because if you just go to Instagram, you don't know if the artist is going to be good. You don't really know their credentials. Whereas if they're at Mac, they're usually tried and true, right? They're going to be a decent makeup artist. So try that and come back in the Discord or on Instagram and let me know how things go. Alchemy, I'm telling your story because, girl, a lot of us have pick me shamamas. That's why. A lot of us have pick me shamamas. So, and in fact, I'll tell you, ladies, I just hired a nutritionist. So I did a consultation this morning with a nutritionist that's going to be doing my meal planning because I'm constantly leveling up with you ladies. So my food, I don't have the time to think about food right now. I have a lot going on and I just don't want to do it. But I know that I need to do better. I need to eat better than what I've been doing lately. So instead of me wallowing in the fact that, oh, my food, I'm not eating good, oh, blah, 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 there's a few inches that I'm trying to lose off of my waist so that my waist is more snatched and this and that. Instead of me just complaining about it, I went ahead and did something about it. I hired a nutritionist. So there's always things that you can do to fix anything that you don't like about yourself. You can invest into a solution to the problem. And that's what I would encourage you ladies to do. Okay, Sissy says, I booked slimming treatment with a diet advice to further improve my looks. Okay, let us know how it goes. And then Sissy is giving me advice to say, try to love yourself while improving your looks. Yes, love on yourself while you level up. Learning IT says, I want to retire my mother early, hence why I vet men really hard. That's good. That's really, really good. Alchemy says, I just got the 360 laser lipo. I loved it. I lost 5 pounds the next day. Oh, wow. That's very interesting. More MK is giving J Love advice. She says, invest into yourself, starting with self love and validate yourself. Absolutely. This is definitely a space where you are safe. This is a safe space for Black women on this channel. We're here to validate one another, lift one another up, encourage one another, definitely push each other, but pushing ourselves towards greatness, pushing ourselves towards striving to achieve more, striving to, um, you know, positive things for ourselves. Because sometimes you do need that loving nudge from your sisters to get up and get moving. And that's what we're here for. Okay. Everyone has at least one good feature in their face. This is Sissy giving advice. She says everyone has at least one good feature in their face, body, good skin, nice hair, slim body that can be invested in. Absolutely. And I talk about that in multiple videos that I have about, really appreciating your body from the toenails to the top of the follicles of your hair, and finding different things that you love about yourself, and finding different things that you want to kind of play up. And it can be something very small for now, even if it's just painting your nails and putting some mascara on and plucking your eyelashes and exfoliating your skin and shaving and putting on a perfume that makes you feel good. Those things are things that you don't need an appointment for. These are things that you don't need a bunch of money for. These are things that you can go to the dollar store and get a loofah scrub, right? You can go to the dollar store and get a manicure set, a pedicure set, and you can get to have some self-care for yourself tonight, lovey. You can have I'm gonna love on J Love V tonight. I'm gonna love on myself, and I'm gonna give myself a pedicure, and I'm gonna shave. I'm gonna exfoliate my skin. I'm going to, put on a mask and moisturize my hair, and I'm gonna write some affirmations to lift myself up today. Those are some things that you can do to get that self love going. Um, Yeah. Kamaya says, I'm a chunky girl that doesn't have perfect teeth. I have uneven skin in some places and am practicing hypergamy. Delete all the thoughts that people said about your body. I absolutely agree, Kamaya. I absolutely agree. Like, even right now, I have some issues with my teeth. I've been getting some medical things done with like fillings and whatnot. But once I get finished with all of that, I will be doing whitening and finishing my orthodontics. But that's not stopping me from dating up. I still been dating up even with the stuff that I have going on. Is my waist where I want it to be? No, it's not, but I still been dating up. Learning IT says high school is the worst place to meet guys. Those guys are very insecure with themselves. Work on yourself and beautify yourself. Yeah, they're not men, they're boys. So, you can't base your self-worth on boys. But it was mostly black boys that called me ugly. Guys of other races did say mean things about me as well. I was the ugly girl and I was bullied a lot. All right, J Love. Well, I'll leave it at that and I'll let you kind of sift through the positive comments and see if you're ready to embrace them. All right, you should look for a different perspective. Don't use beauty to define yourself and your self-worth. Absolutely. More MK says, me too, Afrocentric. I just got a nutritionist. I found a dermatologist and seeking a new PCP. Ooh, ooh. I'm doing the hands up. I'm doing the woo woo. Go ahead, more K. I'm so excited for you. Your video about having such a great team of medical professionals hit me hard and I got to work. Oh my God, more K, you're melting my heart right now. More MK, you have no idea how you are like melting my heart. I'm so happy for you. Oh my God, I'm happy for you. I'm like shedding a tear. I'm just excited that I'm really touched that, you know, me sharing something about my journey has inspired you to invest into your health and wellness. And I'm just so excited for you. And I hope that you find the perfect doctor. And I hope everything goes well with your dermatologist. And it's just so exciting to see you ladies leveling up and to see you ladies stacking up your team. of care because it takes a village to nurture the greatness of a Black woman. And so that just really makes me excited for you. Um, Lauren K also says, I also got braces last month to perfect my smile. I had jaw surgery, got an expander to help with my bite. I'm not playing no games on leveling myself up. I am doing the work. Oh my gosh. Thank you. And Sissy says that the medical team video also inspired her. I am so grateful, ladies. And I just continue to level up right along with you. We're leveling up together. I just hired the nutritionist today. So today we did our consultation and she's going to be sending me the meal plan tonight, and she's going to be sending me a grocery list. So basically, I'm just going to follow her plan to the T, and I'm going to go and order everything that she says I need as far as groceries, whatever I don't have, and I'm going to just prepare the meals that's on the list, and that's all I'm going to really eat. So I'm super excited to have the nutritionist on my team. I still have my same trainer, so I'll probably um, get ready to. I'm getting ready to take pictures. December will be my 1 year anniversary at the gym, so I want to take new pictures in December so that I can compare them to last year. And so that's why I'm really getting serious about the food. I've been paying for the gym every single month, and I've seen a lot of results. I've gained a lot of more muscle mass. My shape is better. I look way more fit and vibrant than when I first started. Everything is lifted up and, more perky, and I appreciate all of that. And the food was like the last, it's like the next thing that I need to do. So I'll probably, oh yeah, I need to message her. I'm going to message her with my favorite foods, my allergies, and then I bought a juicer, y'all. So I bought a juicer, but the juicer is still in the box. Please don't, like, I know it's horrible. Like, I bought this juicer. I bought this juicer a long time ago. It's still in the box. But she said she's gonna send me some recipes for juicing as well. And then I'll probably ask her about the supplements, because there are a couple supplements that she mentioned that I used to take that I think would be helpful for me to incorporate those in again. So so yes, that's what's up. I'm also going to be looking for an orthodontist soon. I'm thinking about going to a dermatologist soon for a few little things that I want to tweak with my skin. I have an esthetician in mind, a couple of them. Well, some of them do different things. Like, there's one lady that does facials, there's a different lady that does eyebrows, and there's yet another lady that does eyelashes. So that's kind of a lot of driving around. I don't know if I want to try to consolidate everything to one spa so that I'm not like ripping and running all over town for different services, but we'll see, because I know who I want to use for the facial, but I have to figure out the rest of the stuff. But yeah, I'll do another video on the care team. I'll kind of just go over everybody in there, and then another video that I will do is like health insurance. I want to make sure that Black women are knowing about their health insurance options. I want to say that people can still sign up on healthcare.gov. They put a lot of extra money in there from COVID. So they just started opening up to where you can pretty much sign up at any time. And in most metropolitan areas and most demographics, they have a free option to where you can at least get an annual exam, um, and a wellness exam, and have emergency coverage and not pay any money, nothing out of pocket. So I want to make sure that as many Black women know about their options as possible, to make sure that we have access to healthcare. Mocha Mommy, my big sister, says, thank you for all the good advice and guidance. A friend I served with from Match Core says the pandemic has more men online than ever. Now is the time, ladies. Yes, absolutely. Now is the time. Absolutely. More MK says, I mean, it was the push I needed. It really was. It was a single moms are welcome here video that did it for me, but still, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I needed to do that video because I needed to share my sentiments about mothers and knowing that this isn't a place where single mothers are going to be shamed. I don't think that it helps any of us to be shamed about being a single mother. I really even despise the word bastard because I just don't feel like innocent children should be condemned because of the action of an adult. So you mean to believe like I'm born into the world totally innocent and I didn't ask to be here. And because some grown ass man decides to abandon me, now my status as a human being is degraded. I'm degraded from being a regular son or daughter to being a bastard. I don't like that terminology. And you will not hear it over here on this channel. Children are innocent, they deserve protection and provisions. And as mothers, as aunties, as big sisters, as mentors, as all of these different roles that we play in society, um, I really think it's our duty to create a better pathway for the children. So, single mothers are welcome, all mothers are welcome, women who don't want children are welcome, women who want children one day are welcome. Um, I think we can all find a way to work together. More MK is asking, is your nutritionist a black woman? Mine is not. I was skeptical, but again, one of your videos, Coco and Mocha Mommy helped me to get past that. My nutritionist is black. One thing that really drew me to her was that we're kind of built the same. We're very bottom heavy, and she's very ripped. So I kind of like the fact that she kind of knows how to deal with our body type. I'm very hippie and bootylicious, and so I'm glad to work with her. I'm mostly vegetarian, so I also that's part of the reason why I picked her. Um, there's a woman in my city who started to get very ripped, and she said she was using her meal planning, and like she was getting really ripped. And I was like, okay, girl, well, who's helping you? And so she's the one who referred that woman to me. But honestly, last year I didn't have the funds to hire her. I didn't have the extra money in my budget. But things have changed for me. I've gotten more economically stable, thank God. I've shared a video about, me fixing my net worth situation. So if you want to check that out, you can. But I've become more economically stable within the last 6 months or so. And so, therefore, that has afforded me the opportunity to use the nutritionist because before I wanted the services, I just didn't yet have the money. So I just kept it in my inbox and I just searched her and I hit her up. I was like, hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. Do you have availability? And we went from there. And so I'm super excited to have her on board on my care team. I'm excited to get going. What juicer did I get? I have my eye on the Nama juicer, but goodness, the money. I ordered one that was on Amazon that was highly rated. Let me get the name for you. Hold on. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. If it's pronounced Mueller, Ultra Juicer MU100, that's the one I got. It had thousands upon thousands upon thousands of good reviews on Amazon, and I think it costs me about $100. So, I figured, you know what? Let me just try it out. It's $100 and it's highly reviewed. So let's try it out and see what goes on. Mocha Mommy says, oh no, Alchemy says, Mocha Mommy, you are so right. Some advice on YouTube says not to online date, but I feel that the best for me right now. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm at a place now where I would like to do more freestyling. I've identified a few high-end places in my city whereby I want to freestyle. So I'm going to be incorporating more freestyling into my dating, if not this year, for sure next year. For sure. The only thing about online dating is that you have to deal with a lot of horny toads. You have to deal with a lot of guys who are just looking for sex. So you need to be fast with unmatching them once they reveal that that's all they want. You need to be quick. But have I met quality men online? Absolutely. Um, Alchemy says, I can't wait to get a juicer. I'm studying to get my certification in health, fitness, wellness, and nutrition. Oh, that's wonderful. Congratulations, Alchemy, on your getting your certifications. Please do keep the community updated about how up everything's going and if there's anything that we could do to support you. Learning IT says it's true. It's true. I'm doing online dating again, and these guys are in my DMs. Good. I'm glad that they're in your DMs. You just vet them and get them on the phone and get a date set up as quickly as possible so that you can figure out if they're going to be a viable candidate for you. Yeah, Alchemy is agreeing with me about not using that negative terms towards children and that children deserve the best. Becoming more economically stable so I can build my team, products and services. Yes, absolutely. Just start where you are, and if you don't have health insurance, I do recommend that you go to healthcare.gov. I do recommend that you go to healthcare.gov so that you can check out the plans that they have in your area because there are plans that are free. And at the very least, the free plans will give you a wellness check with the primary care physician, and it will give you a pap smear and a gynecological exam at no cost to you. So you might not have all the bells and whistles of some of the more expensive plans, but at least you can catch anything that's happening right now. And then also, a lot of those plans have emergency, like basically like negotiated prices. So, God forbid you have to go to the emergency room, you'll have emergency room coverage, right? So that you can get in there and get care and that you'll be charged the pre negotiated insurance price and you won't have to deal with paying everything out of pocket. So, because most people go bankrupt because of medical bills. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all. Thanks for holding my little one. She's so funny. Okay, that's what I'm working. Okay. Same to freestyling. Yes, these men need to hire SCX workers. It's out of hand. Well, Kamaya, what I've learned dating online is that you really do access a bunch of everything. So you you're exposed to pretty much everything. And so you just have to sift through all the undesirables to get to the desirable. And the faster you are at making decisions, the better. And the least amount of time that you spend lamenting on a negative situation gives you more energy to focus on the positive ones and the ones that are actually like what you want to do, you know? Low cost therapy. I would recommend a page on Instagram called Therapy for Black Girls. They have a ton of resources and a podcast. So if you go to Therapy for Black Girls, click on the description box, it's going to take you to a website. And on that website, they have a directory of Black service providers, and they also have resources on how to access sliding scale. And then another resource that I recommend is Psychology Today. and you can click on sliding scale, and you can select on a variety of different options that's going to help you out. If you qualify for Medicaid, you wouldn't have to spend anything at all. So depending on where you live, you could just apply for Medicaid, and if you get on Medicaid, you could find a provider. You wouldn't have to spend any money. So if you're not earning any money right now, you probably qualify for Medicaid. Most state Medicaid budgets got expanded because of COVID. There was a lot of money poured into the Medicaid budget from the CARES Act. So a lot of Medicaid coverage got expanded. They loosened up the reins on income verification, or like income um, qualification. So more people qualify for Medicaid. And then if you don't get qualified for Medicaid, your application automatically gets kicked over to the marketplace. And then you can go to the marketplace and pick a plan. So that's what I would do. I think therapy for Black girls is a good place to start. There's another one too. There's another mental health resource for Black women on Instagram, but the name, I think it's called Self Care for, hold on. Dang, I can't remember the name of it. Brown Girl Self Care, I think it's called Brown Girl Self Care. They focus mainly on mental wellness, and I know that they have resources on their website as well. Oh yeah, if you have that plan, Alchemy, then go to Psychology Today and click on that particular plan that you have, and all the psychologists that accept that plan will show up, and you can get services at no cost to you. Another thing that you could do is go to the particular plan that you have and click on providers and then search psychology, or you could do behavioral health, just depending on how they have it categorized. You could search behavioral health or psychology, and then all of the the providers that are contracted with that plan, they should come up. Now, let me just forewarn you not to get discouraged, because sometimes people are contracted with the plan, but they're not actually accepting patients. So just give yourself a little bit of patience and a little bit of leeway with sifting through administratively finding the right person, because it may not be a one and done situation. There may be people who are not accepting patients. There may be people who've moved, who've changed their number. There may be people who are just simply not going to be a good fit. I just encourage you just to stay focused on finding the right person, and don't get discouraged if it's a bit if it's a bit of an administrative hassle at the beginning, because it may be. But what I can tell you is that having the proper care support, it's worth it in the end, even if it takes you a while. Like it took me, I don't know, 4 pediatric dentists before I found the right one. It took me 2 adult dentists before I found the right one. Now I like my dentist office. It took me a couple of doctors before I found the one that I wanted. It took me God knows how many interviews of therapists before I found somebody I liked. So, I just kept my eye on the prize, and I kept pushing through to find the right fit. And so I do, that might be a good first step um, with finding a therapist. But I know the plan that you have, Alchemy, depending on which area of the country and you live, but they also cover chiropractic care as well. So you might can go to a chiropractor, you might could go to physical therapy. I would suggest that you maximize everything that that plan has to offer to feel good, okay, and to feel healthy and to feel good about yourself. I recommend that you use it. Look up everything they offer and use it. Don't leave resources on the table, Black women. Scoop all of them up, okay? Mocha Mommy says, true, more of my patients are covered for prescription and therapy dues due to the care apply. Please, due to the CARES Act, please apply, ladies. Yes, maybe Mocha Mommy, maybe you and I could do a separate live about getting Black women into health insurance and health insurance options, because I know you as a medical professional you probably have a lot to offer to that. But yeah, I want to do something separate just for health insurance because I just see so many people thinking they don't have access because of the way things used to be. Because I know years ago when I went on to healthcare.gov, it was a nightmare. It was clunky. You would get timed out. You get kicked off the system. The prices were exorbitantly expensive. And so I just had in my mind, I can't afford this. But then going back years later, the program has gotten a lot better. It's a lot sleeker. It's a lot more, it's just better. And money has been dumped into that plan to where all the plans got cheaper because of the CARES Act. So I want to make sure that Black women know that they have this resource available to them and that whatever we have, we need to be utilizing it to the fullest as a part of our level up journey. There's chiropractic care, there's physical therapy care, there's dermatology care, there's dental care, there's therapy care. There's all these resources that we have at our fingertips that we can tap into to assist us on the level up journey. So I know myself, Mocha Mommy, there's other content creators out here that will be continue to encourage y'all to seek those services. Um, Smack accept walk-ins. I don't know what that is. Alchemy says, yes, I know that's right. I will definitely use it. People try to shame us for using the help offered to single moms, but we should. Everything helps. Yeah, I don't know those people. I keep those people away from me. I don't have any desire um for shaming and all of that jazz. I don't know. I try to stay out of those spaces. Um yeah, I try to stay out of those spaces. I think that we need to utilize the resources that we have available to us to improve our lives. If anybody's doing it good, look at the Hispanic community. Um, because of the industry that I'm in, I'm associated with people who have like social services agencies where some of the women, some of the professionals who've been in that industry for years and years and years, like since like the 70s and 60s, like they're getting ready to retire, they'll tell you like at the beginning of their career, it was Black women and Black families accessing a lot of these upwardly mobile type of programs like financial fitness and parenting and all of these different resources. And now the Black people are dwindling and it's mostly Hispanic clientele that are utilizing the services. And look at what's happening to the Hispanic community. While the women are going to these classes and doing this and this and that to get resources, the men are building themselves up from the ground and they're buying property and they're buying businesses and creating community. So they're using the resources to enrich themselves. And it would be nice if Black women had a natural counterpart to partner with us as we level up. But since we don't, we just have to do what we have to do as women to ensure better life for our children, regardless of the circumstances that we have. Regardless if we have our counterpart working with us or against us, we have to mitigate those risks and minimize the negative influence that the natural counterpart should have and succeed in spite of them. Succeed in spite of them. I mean, my mom tries to shame me, but yeah, I stay away from those people too. Oh, your mom. Okay, yeah. You might just have to kind of, kind of minimize the interaction with your mother. That's what I had to do. I had to minimize drastically the interaction because of the negativity and also the triggeringness of it all. It it it's painful for me to realize that in 30 years she hasn't changed. That's a painful pill for me to swallow. And so in order to protect myself, it's like out of sight, out of mind. When I interact with her, I realize that she's still the same person and she's still a pick But if I don't interact with her, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, and I'm not thinking about it and it's not affecting me. And instead of me managing triggering emotions around her pick I can spend that exact same energy leveling up. and doing the things that I need to do. And so that's what's kind of worked for me. All right, ladies, this might be one of the longest lives I've ever done. No, I think we probably had some dating chit chat where I've gone long. It's probably been a few dating ones that I've done that have been long. Some of our late night chats and stuff like that. Um, yeah. Okay. So y'all are giving advice. Thank you for sharing advice with other women in the community that need it. Um, oh, that Mac. They do take walk-ins, but I think with COVID, they would prefer an appointment. So I would call the local Mac and make an appointment as opposed to walking in. Because sometimes they do them for free, and sometimes they have a small fee. It just depends on the area that you live in. Because sometimes they do them for free in hopes that you'll buy some of the products that they use, and you don't, you're of course not obligated to do that. If you don't have the money, you could always just write them down, right? Or take pictures of the products that the makeup artists use. And then as you're able to buy them, just buy them a little bit at a time or go to the drugstore and find something as similar as you can. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely options. Um, let's see. Started from the beginning, so many gems. Awesome. Double AM. I'm glad that you appreciate it. I appreciate y'all's presence and I thank you back. The gratitude is received and reciprocated. The gratitude is received and reciprocated. Y'all, I think I did create a PayPal. I don't know if y'all are just tuning in. Once I get that PayPal information, I'll put it in the description of all the videos because we finally got a Cash App for the channel. Yay! After encouragement from y'all to get that going, the crawl to 1,000 subscribers has been slow but very fun along the way. And what was I going to say? Some stuff I want to do with the channel is upgrade my internet connection so the sound quality can be better. It won't cut in and out. That's what I want to do. And then also put out a call for anybody that's good at doing thumbnails and stuff like that, because I would like some assistance with doing thumbnails. So you can email me. I'm going to put my email address in the comment section. If you are somebody that you know is good at channel art and hashtags and descriptions and stuff, I would love to talk to them so that I can get some help with that because I am running behind on it. So that's my email address. I also have Instagram, so you can hit me up there as well. Josie says drugstore makeup has improved within the last 10 years and Ulta makes it more accessible. Yes, absolutely. I would agree with that. And another thing is that some of the department stores have clearance makeup. Like when they change seasons or they're discontinuing different colors or they're discontinuing a specific type of applicator, the makeup may not even be old, but sometimes the company wants to change the applicator or the way the packaging. They just update it. So then all this nice high quality makeup goes on clearance. So when there's a will, there's a way. Oh, I misspelled my own email address. Sorry. Okay, it's not it's .com, gmail.com. Y'all probably know that, but it's like um Mocha Mommy says that the lip bar has been killing it lately as far as affordable makeup. I've tried them and I didn't find anything that worked for me just yet. But Lip Bar they have in Target. I know that for sure. There's another company called Minted that's black owned. The Lip Bar is black owned, and I have a nude from Minted that I absolutely adore. I adore it. And the other one that I was looking at, I think, was at Sephora, and it was Dolce and Gabbana or Gucci or something. Was it Gucci? I think it was Gucci or Dolce& and Gabbana, something like that, but that was the nude that I was going to buy, and that lipstick was like $40 at Sephora. And ultimately, I didn't end up getting that because actually one of my guys took me to Sephora, but he lowered my budget, so I wasn't able to get everything that I wanted. So I ended up putting that lipstick down and I didn't end up getting it. I think it was Gucci, I don't remember. It was some like high-end nude. And I sort of liked it, but I wasn't even that crazy about it. I went to Target and picked up the Minted, which was like $12 for their nude. They have some really cute nudes, like semi mattes, and I love it. And it's black owned. So when there's a will, there is a way. There's a way. I love Fenty. I'm definitely a Fenty beauty girl. Definitely. I'm not Fenty skin because there's a particular well, I do use the Hydrovisor, and that's Fenty Skin, but I can't use her cleansers and stuff because there's a certain chemical in there that I'm allergic to, so I actually broke out. But I do use the Hydrovisor and I use like all her makeup. Guess what, y'all? I finally got y'all heard me complaining that I couldn't get the eavesdrop. I was trying to get the blur, the that blur eavesdrop stuff, the like light coverage. I've been searching for it for all these months. I finally got it on Sephora in my color. It took months. It's been sold out at Sephora and sold out on Rihanna's website. Now that I have it, I'm just like, oh, it's a bit underwhelming, but whatever, I got it. That's her eavesdrop. I finally got it. And it was so fast. I ordered it on a Monday. It got here on a Wednesday from Sephora. Now, one little tip I will give y'all that's a little, well, I guess we're talking about makeup. If you go to order on Sephora.com, instead of going into Sephora, you have more options with the little like, okay, so they have this thing called Beauty Insider where you get points for every like $100 you spend or something. Or I don't know how they calculate it, but anyway, you get points for the money that you spend, and then every 100 points you get to get a free product. You get to try something free. So usually when you're inside the brick and mortar Sephora and you go and you check out, they're like, "Do you want to use your points today? You have this, or this." It's usually three options, and that's it. That's it. Like that's all you can choose from. But let me tell you, when you go online, you have like 30 choices of free products, okay? There's this brand called Pharmacy that has this great stuff called Green Clean that takes all your makeup off before you cleanse your face. I was able to get that. And then another thing I got was the Anastasia brow thing, which, Anastasia is like known for brows. And I was like, I've never ever seen them giving away Anastasia at the counter. Never. But I found that when you go online, you have more options. Now, another little thing that I did was I go through my credit card has bonus points for certain retailers. So that's how I found all the deals aggregated in one area. So my credit card has like this like members shopping thing to where it's like there's different deals that they'll have. Like sometimes if I'm going to shop at Off Saks or Nordstrom's, they're going to be like 6 points bonus or whatever point bonus. So for every dollar I spend, I get triple the points or quadruple the points or six times the points or whatever for every dollar I spend. So they had a deal at Sephora where it was like 2 points for every dollar you spend. But in addition to the 2 points, it has all of the promo codes on one convenient page. So they had Yves Saint Laurent blurring thing. They had the Anastasia, they had the pharmacy, they had first aid, which is a really great like skincare products. They had they had some lip colors, I think, from Gucci. They had some fragrances samples that you could buy. And if you do travel, because we were talking about travel earlier, some of these little samples come into like they're really helpful for you to put them in your carry-on bag, like the little sample perfumes, the little sample cleansers and stuff like that, so that you don't have to like deplete your bigger stash. So I was like, "Oh my God, I only get to pick 2, but there's so many great options." Because I was trying to pick between the Anastasia and the Yves Saint Laurent blur. Because I was like, "Well, maybe it would be interesting to compare the YSL blur from the Fenty blur and to see which one I like best." But ultimately, I just got the Anastasia because I've been trying to get my brows together, y'all. So I like her products. It works pretty good, and I got good compliments on it yesterday, so I'm gonna, I might get her whole brow kit, that Anastasia brow kit. I might go ahead and get that if I don't go get them professionally waxed and tinted. I don't know, y'all. I'm trying to figure out the situation with my brows. We'll see. Um, Learning IT says, I have the Fenty Skin collection. My skin looks amazing. I receive lots of compliments. I need to get her body scrub. I just finished one from Shea Moisture. Yeah, Learning IT, let me know what you think about it. Do you use her body sauce? Because I've been thinking about buying that as well. The sparkles. Right now, I've been using my Copper Tone sparkle skin sunblock, and that works day or night, to add some sparkle to your skin. If you listen to my Sugar Baby stripper video, you'll understand why we need sparkles. So go ahead and listen to that video and you'll know what I'm referring to. um, Josie says, I like Fenty, but I don't care for Rihanna. I'd be willing to change products if a comparable brand by another Black woman comes out. Ah, okay. Well, Josie, with the flow, and I hear you, girl. I hear you. um I missed my Sephora birthday gift, sissy. I might write customer service and see if they can make an exception for me. This is the thing, Black ladies. Okay, we have to ask for what we want in life. Okay, I'm a show enough right Sephora knowing good and damn well I missed the birthday window, and I'm going to give them a sad story about what I had going on, and I couldn't process my order, and I was confused because I was a new beauty insider. Would you be so kind as to send me my birthday gift? I will have all the audacity to write Sephora. Okay. Thank you for reminding me, sissy. I'm going to hop into the email and I'm going to write them. see, see if I can get a belated birthday gift. I'm a mess, y'all. Oh my goodness. Oh, Alchemy says I had a Groupon for microblading eyebrows, but traded it for the 360 lipo. Okay. Well, that's good, sis. I'm just glad to hear that you're doing something good for yourself. Like, whether it be microblading or 360, this or that, like, it's just amazing. Oh, Sissy says she loves the First Aid body scrub. First Aid is a really highly rated product, even among dermatologists, and it's very for good for sensitive skin. Sometimes you can find First Aid beauty products in Marshalls in the beauty section, as of course as well as Sephora. But yeah. More MK says, I use Fenty Skin, and yes, amazing. I dabble in Bolden too. That's amazing, y'all. I bought her whole skincare kit, but I broke out because I didn't read the ingredients, and there's something in there that I'm allergic to. So that was the issue. The only thing I use right now is a Hydrovisor, and the skincare products I use right now for the most part is Origins. And I use their cleanser, serum, moisturizer, and what else do I use? And their mask, the charcoal activated charcoal mask. And then I use the pharmacy makeup remover, the Green Clean. The Green Clean sells out a lot at Sephora. It's a really wonderful product. It's luxurious, it's gentle. I love it. I love it. So I think what I want to kind of do now is find a good exfoliant. I'm hearing a lot of people say that the chemical exfoliant is better than the physical scrubs as far as retaining moisture in the skin. So I'm open to trying out exfoliants and seeing which one's going to be right for me. And then another thing I want to do is I want to incorporate like a lash treatment so I can try to grow my own natural lashes longer, as well as a lip treatment and a lip scrub so that my lips can look better. So, yeah, leveling up, I think, is a process. And I don't think that we can do everything in one day. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we were really basic and we weren't really taking care of our skin and ourselves and da da da. Da. And it can seem overwhelming, but it's like even if you just start to get a cleanser and a moisturizer, that's a good start. A good cleanser and a good moisturizer is a good start, and kind of finding products. Now, what I did to find my system is I bought the samples. They have these like sample kits at Sephora that you can get for less than $25. So basically, what you'll get is you'll basically get the whole skincare system. You'll get the cleanser, the moisturizer, usually a serum, a mask, maybe a scrub, maybe a brightener. Like you'll get several products in that system in the little small sizes. And you can try it out and see if you like it. So that way you don't have to commit to an expensive product. You can get that system for less than 25 bucks. And that's what I did with Origins. I bought that system and I did good on my skin. I noticed my skin looking better and I liked it. And so I went ahead and bought the big ones. Well, I didn't buy it. One of my guys bought it, but still, I used his money to buy it. I'm a mess, y'all. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I'm a whole mess and a half. But yeah, I went to Sephora and got the big one. Oh, Dios. Okay, same. ROA says same thing for me. I just got an Ulta account and they said you can get a birthday girl on your birth month. My birth month was 2 months ago. I wish I knew about that then. Write Ulta and see and see what they say. Ah, okay, Sissy Asia, thank you. I might try that out actually. The first aid body scrub made my skin so soft and the dark spots are less. Sissy, you know what? I might just scoot on over to Marshall's today and see if I can find it. I might just do that because I have seen the scrubs at Marshall's, the first aid. So I think I'm just going to be on the hunt because if you're saying it's working for you and it's eliminating the dark spots, girl, let me find out about first aid body scrub. Shoot. I'm going to go up there and see what I can find. Learning IT says, no, I don't use her body sauce, but I'll listen to your vid on Sparkle Body Makeup because I'm not a big fan of them. Yeah, you know, learning IT, it's about just that little extra touch, you know what I'm saying? It's not over the top. It's just something that you wouldn't notice unless you were, having dinner with a man and he could like see your skin. You know what I'm saying? It's not anything that you would notice from a far distance. But yeah, check out the video and let me know what you think of it. Alchemy says this video is much needed. I'm going to pamper myself this afternoon. Yeah, I think that probably after this conversation, we're probably all in the mood for some self-care. I know I'm going to deep condition my hair today. So I've already taken it down and I'm going to be deep conditioning today. I want to do my daughter's hair, but she was like, she wants her hair done, but she doesn't want to sit down long enough. That's her issue. She's like, she doesn't like sitting in one place for a long period of time. So she's like, no. I'm like, but it's time to take it down. She's like, no, 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 no. So I guess I'll give her hair a couple of more days, and then we really need to get with it. Okay, Sissy says first aid beauty scrub, body scrub, both physical and chemical exfoliation in one shower. Okay, all right. All right. Well, I'm eager to try it out because I already trust that brand. I use their what is it? The Skin Rescue Hydrator or something? The one with the drops. I already use that and it's good on me. So I'm excited to try to find that body scrub. Like I want to go find it now. Okay. No, you're fine, ROA. Don't worry. I know we're just furiously typing and chatting and stuff, so it's all good. Josie says that was it CeraVe has good affordable products, especially if you have sensitive skin or eczema. Ah, okay. That's worth looking out too. I think I've seen that brand at Marshall's too. Does the body sauce like products get on your clothes? I think that's my main concern. I don't think so. But if you want, you can go to Sephora because they have the body sauce on display. So maybe you could just go in there and grab some and put it on, see how you feel about it. And maybe like if you don't have anything to do and you can just kind of meander around the mall for a bit and just see, if it transfers to your clothes or if you like it, you can kind of see if you like it. Alchemy says, I'm going to do a deep condition on my hair too. Doing my daughter's hair feels like a workout. I'm still learning how to care for my hair after going natural. Girl, I've been natural for over 10 years and I'm still learning how to care for my hair. I'm still learning. That's probably something like I have a lot of other things going on, but finding a good stylist is on the horizon. Rather it be somebody to do my lace and maybe another different person to do my like deep conditions, deep scalp detox, trim. You know what I'm saying? Like the health of my hair. Sometimes the people who take care of the health of your hair are not the same people that take care of your lace. You know what I'm saying? So if I need two people, that's fine. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do it. That's fine because I do think I need help in that area. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and do what I can do. I'll do what I can do. but but I do think I need some help in that area. What are some of your favorite protective styles? I've been doing high puffs since my job stopped doing remote work. I'm thinking about doing passion twists for the fall or winter. Sis, I'm not a natural guru. I have natural hair, but I wear wigs, baby. I wear wigs, okay? That's what I do. And as far as me getting to the bag, as far as me um, like mesmerizing men, I can do it more easily with wigs. I'm not saying that wigs is the only way to go. I'm not saying wigs is the only end all be all. I'm just saying wigs work for me. I wear kinky straight wigs. Okay, that's what I wear. I wear wigs that mimic black hair texture, and that has been getting me to the bag. So, you know, do what you need to do to get what you want. Josie says, I got locks a few years ago, a few years into my natural hair journey, and it was the best hair decision I've ever made. Yeah, I hear you. I used to have locks in another life, like back in the day, and I did okay with them. I dated some, you know, engineers and an attorney and everything else with locks. So you can do it, you know. But for me, as far as me getting to the bag, I noticed I got money more easily with wigs. So, but I know that regardless of if you wear wigs or not, you need to take care of your actual hair underneath the wig. So that's why I'm saying I probably might get two different people, somebody to do like my scalp treatments and scalp detox and trim my hair and all of those types of things. And probably, because my hair doesn't do good with a lot of tension. So I cannot let just anybody braid my hair as far as corn rolling it down or twisting it down to put the wig on. I cannot just allow anybody to do that because if you do it too tight, I get traction, um, hair breakage. So it needs to be somebody that has hair care in mind, somebody that wants to protect your edges. They don't want to pull your hair out for the sake of having a snatch look. I would prefer my wig be a little bit looser or like not perfect to protect my edges. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to sacrifice having a perfect wig for losing edges and stuff like that. So, I've found a balance and I think everybody kind of has to find a balance and find a regimen and a style that looks good on you and that you feel good about. Sissy says, I like flat twists and I do twist outs and add hay coils for some extra. Hay coils. I'll have to Google that. I don't even know what that is. I'll have to search that. Alchemy says the natural wigs look so much more believable. Yes. Man, weave has come a long way. As I know when I'd stopped wearing it for a long time. And then I remember seeing this woman who had the most beautiful faux locks. And I was like, "Your locks are so beautiful." She was like, "Girl, I bought these at the store." I was like, "That's not your hair." I couldn't believe it. She was like, "No, girl." So I was like, "All right." I'd never seen beautiful faux locks like that. So I went to the beauty supply and I went over to the section. I saw so many like twists and braids and faux locks and kinky textured hair. Then I was like, wow, I'm in heaven. Now I can wear hair that looks like it could have possibly grown out of my own head. Yes, the clip in, kinky curly hair. Yes. I mean, there's so many more options for natural looking extensions. I love it. I'm in heaven. Like I can change up my style, I can change up my color. It looks like it could possibly be believable. You know what I mean? Yes, they have braid wigs, faux lock wigs, all of that. Like the world is our oyster. Yeah, ROA wants to know what are hate quills to. Is that a product or something? Yeah, we'll have to Google that if she isn't able to answer just yet. We'll have to look it up. I'm pretty sure once we search hay coils, it's gonna pop up all these cute styles and stuff. Let's see what she said. I like the headband wigs because I don't know how to deal with lace fronts. Mm, okay. I haven't done the headband wigs. I know women that wear the headband wigs to work out because they refuse to go without a wig. So they're gonna be like dressed up at the gym. Um, they're dressed up everywhere. They're dressed up everywhere. So they're just, they're leveled up everywhere. So instead of them, grabbing a bonnet or something like that, they're gonna grab their headband wig and they're gonna go work out in that. Yeah, and or more MK concurs. She says headband wigs are for fitness only. For me, more K, I agree with it. I think if other women have found if you can make the headband wig look elegant, then it's up to you. I think it's a little bit harder to make the headband wig look elegant because it's not as versatile as a regular wig, even a banged wig or down the middle wig or side part wig. It's easier to kind of make those, transition from day to night and have more options than having that headband. Like, is that headband going to go with your dress? Those are just some things to take in consideration. Okay, and then you see me, I see you says that hay coils are extensions. Okay. More MK says lace closure with hair combs better than a full lace. Lace closure you can slip on. I have no time for glue. I like that idea. I'm interested. I want to find somebody like to just do like an install because I usually just take my wig off at the end of the day. But I'm thinking about doing an install, like getting it plucked, like the whole freaking 9 yards. Like that's what I'm thinking about doing. Um, yeah, I'm thinking about it. Because one of my friends, he gave me money to get my eyebrows done, but it's actually not enough. I told him the wrong amount of money. So now I'm kind of like, all right, I could either get a lesser service or there's a part of me that's thinking about just taking that money and buying a new wig. Because if I buy a good wig, it's gonna last me. Like I feel like that would be more of an investment than me saying, "Oh, let me spend the money on a cheaper eyebrow treatment and then that treatment lasts for 3 or 4 weeks." If I buy a good 360 human hair wig, if I take care of it, it should last me several months. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. And then at that point, the only thing that I would need to do is just find the install. And I'm having a hard time finding somebody I like because I don't like those like super ratchet. Well, I don't like all the baby hairs. I don't like all the baby hairs. A little bit of baby hair is fine, but I don't want those over exaggerated baby hairs. I don't want that. So I'm just trying to find somebody that does a classy wig install that's going to be cute, look natural, and last me for a little while. Even the synthetic wigs are looking better. Recently saw a review by it's what is that? Is that your hair? Okay, I think that recently I saw a review by Is That Your Hair on the Outre. Oh, I love Outre. Girl, electric fro wig. It looks just like 4C hair. I love Outre. It's a great brand to check out. You can find them on Amazon, and also they have their own website. If you just search Outre and then search all their kinky textured wigs, love it. And they have a lot of colors. They have ombre, they have highlights, they have the 4C texture, they have kinky straight, loose wavy, like all kinds of textures. Highly recommend you check out that brand. Even and it's affordable. Like if you're not ready to spend $400, $500, $600 on a human hair wig, you can get a good Outre wig for under $100. You know what I'm saying? And then ROA is saying her channel is that your hair? But it's spelled all together like is that your hair? Okay, so everybody who wants to search the wig reviews by Is That Your Hair channel, you can go and check out her channel and check out her wig reviews. But yeah, Outre is a good brand for synthetic wigs, so you don't have to break the bank to get a cute wig. You know, throw on your cute wig and go to the dollar store, get you some lashes, and before you know it, you're doing your thing. Oh, okay. So Moriam K says the baby hairs are just a little too much. Yeah, they're just I can't. I a little bit is okay. You know, I just would want it to look natural, but I don't want all the like all the baby hairs and the gel to the side of my face. That's definitely not the look I'm going for. You have to find somebody that can do the wig install in a way that's going to be classy and sophisticated, or at least to fit your style. And I definitely go for the more classy, sophisticated, like I want to try to make people think, is that her hair? Or is it not? I don't want it to be like a totally different texture from my natural 4C hair, and people are looking like, that's a silky Malaysian wig. That's definitely not her hair. I want to kind of make you wonder. Okay, well, this has been an epically long way, an epically long live. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and sharing a part of your Sunday with me. I'm forever grateful. If you haven't yet, please do like this video. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. If you're just dropping in, if you want to share this with a friend, I made a lot of people upset yesterday with my video, so some people unsubscribe, but it comes with the territory. So your support definitely helps me, and I really appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Y'all have a good rest of your Sunday, and we will check in soon on some topic or another. All right, y'all. Peace and love. Bye.